Hey,
New York.
How you doing?
I thought, Morp, when
want-
we were talking to him, he had an English accent. All of a sudden,
You
now he
want me to
sounds like
do
he's
with
from
the
New
whole
York.
thing in it?
Now he sounds
Or
like...
I could sound like I'm from the Midwest.
No, actually, you know what you sound like? Because I just heard the
Dan
replay.
Byrne?
No.
Everything's Dan Byrne here.
Everything
What
is
the heck
Dan
is wrong with you
Byrne.
guys?
Jeez. No, you sounded like Leslie West.
Really?
Not the guitar part, just the talking. He has a very...
We used to practice at his old the Charles Lane Studios. That was over on the west side in Manhattan, and it was all the old equipment from the last Mountain tour. And it was all like, the B3 organ and all this stuff. And the place
Marshall
was
amps.
a wood panel everywhere. Yeah, Marshall.
He was big on only using Marshall amps, from what I remember.
It was
Kind of like the equipment here at Homegrown.
Yeah.
All the old equipment.
No, this is the finest equipment known to man.
Yes.
And by the way, just a real quick, we are in the midst of a begathon.
Begathon.
And
See, that's what we should have called it. Not a fundraiser. A begathon.
A begathon. No, but please, if you do enjoy the music and our inane conversation here, please consider us as a possible place that you'd want to
Throw your
donate
money.
some money. Instead of going to Starbucks and spending $5 on a latte.
Well, to me, that whole Jersey minimum wage, now that you got
now
that
you got
extra
that-
$1.25, hey, send it our way.
Morp is a small business owner. He's against the middleman. In fact, he hopes that you want to get
Paul and I are going to go have fisticuffs out back now.
Morp wants to impose. Morp wants to impose serfdom, and you work off your.
Oh, yeah. Let's put that on the ballot next year.
Serfdom. Anybody who wants to work for me, and I'll give them their freedom after 10 years. We'll call it an apprenticeship. That's what it really
internship. That's basically what it is.
That's when the unions were started. That's how, once you got the inside track, then you can become power. Anyway,
Anyway,
we're going to
Harry
do
Nagle's in the studio.
Yes, welcome, Harry.
What up?
So you're going to do some live music, too. We just played Kill Me Just For.
Yeah. I might change it, shorten it to Kill Me, because it's provocative.
Or put the just with a number 4, and then you get everybody confused. I'm kidding. See, there's dead silence. It's not amusing. See,
Not a love song.
Not a love song.
This is not a love song.
It's not a silly love song. La 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 la. So what are you going to play for us?
I'm going to shiver through the next song. It's called Peel and Fade. This is an old Itchy Triggerfinger song.
So you were in that band, right?
Yeah.
Itchy Triggerfinger, okay.
And we did, we played everywhere in the 90s, and I was married to 3 other people. Yeah.
And that's where you learned to hate them, right?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Just the drummers.
The drummer always gets. My brother-in-law's a drummer. I keep on telling it. The drummer's important, but it seems that they can find drummers faster than singers.
Yeah, they're in
writers,
like 5 bands at once, so it's
see,
time and sluts. Yeah, what can I say?
That's what it is. You're looking for like some sort of dedication.
I want monogamy, drummer monogamy.
Drummer
monogamy. You can't find that anymore.
I think that's going to be our new one, Drummer Monogamy. That could be a song we could ask Dan Byrne to write.
It's a good name for a band.
A drummer band. So what's this one called?
First chord. What?
Do we have a name for this one?
Peel and Fade.
Peel and Fade.
Ready?
Oh. Yeah. Harry Nagle, everybody. Homegrown Radio.
Oh. You burned into my mind, but I found it all burned out. Try to hold on to it, slips by, it all drops out. And I know there's no way I could stop erosion over time. I can't remember, can't recall the details, fade and die. You left what you left behind. I can hold you close, you're still deep inside. and fall away, and the memories will not stay, and the colors always will fade. I forget and I can't remake the details of your face. I never have this moment again. We'll just pretend. Can pick you out, the outlines blend, past just bends, and it seems every day your smile grows fainter all the while, like a dream. As you write it down, recedes into your mind. You left, but you left behind. I can hold you close, you're still deep inside. Your smile, all the things you say, our embrace will crack and fall away, and the memories will not stay, and the colors always will fade. I forget and I can't remake all the details of your face.
Very cool, very cool. A lilting yet powerful
Donate,
song.
because we need heat. Donate.
Heat.
Donate.
Get that barrel. Get that 55-gallon barrel going there, so we can do some doo-wop.
Yeah, we're gonna. Pete, were you here when I mentioned we're gonna take the garbage can, the plastic garbage can, and throw gasoline in it with a
Oh
little.
yeah, and we could
Doo-dah. I'll be the bass part.
Isn't
Yeah.
that heat should be on over there? I made sure I put
It is.
It's just
It's just
You want to rest your hands on
far
the.
across a crowded room.
You want to rest your hands on it for a minute. Get warm.
Stick my hands down my pants like
Excuse me.
a baseball
I
player.
was wondering what that was. I can only see the top half of you, so that's good right now.
Censored.
Pay no attention to that.
Goodness.
So that was another new song. Now, are you putting together, like I said, a new album? Is that?
Yeah, the album's called "The Evacuation of Summer Lane," and it's pretty well into being finished. I expect it to be done and out February, March. You know, holidays will take up a lot of time.
Of course.
You know, but
There's all wassailing to
yeah,
do and
it's all-
caroling.
Yeah. So yeah, it's and I do everything in the home studio, and I have very good support people in terms of underneath the stuff. My trusted homeboy Tom Hamilton plays drums on
There you
all
go,
the stuff.
Tom. Pay no
From
attention to the
straight
fact that
up-
he mentioned drummers are
Yeah, straight up. No,
monogamous.
he's the only one I can really. No, he's my homeboy. He's from Milton, PA, and next town over from Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, where I'm from. So, and also Paul Gill, who's the bass player from Itchy Trigger Finger. He plays on a lot of the stuff and adds quite a bit of. It's the bass player's name is Paul. What can
Is he
you say,
lefty?
You know? No, he's not a lefty, but
That's okay.
But he's.
You never know on the
he's-
radio.
He's the next best thing. What can you say?
So you got another track you want to play for us? Live?
Yeah. Let me. Can I get my water over there? Because I'm.
Fetch me my water.
P-arched.
Fetch me my water.
Morp, why don't you teach him how it's done? How do you demand it as a small business owner?
Bring that water over here, bitch.
Oh, I guess that's not how you act at home.
Is that the Tea Party water?
That'll never work. Yeah, really, there you go. That'll never work at home on the home front, at least in my house. Who said the B word? I didn't. Not me. It's better than other words.
I was talking to the dog.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Blame it on the dog.
There's more than one thing to blame a dog for. There you go.
Trying to tune here, but
I kind of like it. What song is this?
The tune-up song.
Do, re, mi. I was going to play this little keyboard that my daughter got as a gift, but
You confiscated it from her?
yeah,
It was like...
It's only 4
she's like,
keys.
she doesn't know.
It's only 4 keys on it, though. It's like bing, 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 bing.
No, you should. I don't know. It does a great meow. There's like a whole sample. It's just meow.
Oh.
Like you can play the whole keyboard and just play it in meow. The meow.
The meow mode?
Yeah, meow mode. Bring that thing over. Where's that thing?
Yeah, let's get
get
the
some
meow
meow,
mode.
Let's get funky.
I just think it's fascinating, this Asian technology.
It's like a Hello Kitty
yeah,
keyboard.
sort of. You know, I don't do that.
We have 2 rooms here at
unless
the
I'm really
studio.
comfortable, and I feel really comfortable with you people.
There you go. That's nice. You can put your pants back on. That was a little too comfortable for my... He's like, took his socks off.
Let's see that thing there.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
professional.
This is insane.
That's as pro as it can be, man.
This is some pro audio.
That's more pro than some of the equipment in
That's
here.
not the Linda McCartney model, is it? I could see after 5 hours in the car, that'll get kind of touching on the nerves
We
there.
will never have a catch. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, my goodness.
Meow, meow, meow. So, you know.
He brought that tonight. That's really
I brought that.
I love it. That's great.
the little things that amuse us. You got to see it. It's pretty cool.
There's no sin in kitsch. You can't spell kitsch without, I don't know. Whatever. Okay, let's do,
Talking to the mic, please.
okay, this one will be on the album. It's, for all those small business owners out there.
Oh, I know a couple of those.
Somebody pay me a
I'm
living
one too.
wage.
They break your pocket, not your soul. Take bitter with the sweet. I never could foresee this damage. You never know how it goes. And all you have believed in is a lie. When all you've ever known is offered as a joke by those who seek to own your sweat, your broken back and soul. The banks, they offer loans like crack. The people scratching by. The interest is all you see to pay them. They raise the rate, pull the noose. Through your whole life you learn less than you owe. The things you've lost are less than what you'll owe. No, no. When all you've ever known is offered as a joke by those who seek to own your sweat, your broken back and soul. Your sweat, your broken back and soul. Your sweat, your broken back and soul. They think pursuit of happiness and life must stop at birth. More soldiers that can own for cheap. They feed placebos for the pain. It's your fault if you're sick. Well, even if the air has caused it, with your whole life you lived out on your own. The fixes in the party held without you all. And all you've ever known is offered as a joke by those who seek to own your broken down soul. Your sweat, your broken back and soul. Your sweat, your broken back and soul. When all the years you spent are less than what you've left, and all you've ever grown is stripped right down to the bone. Is stripped down to the bone. Is stripped right down to the bone.
That was stripped down to the bone, right?
Rendition, but I was trying to emulate in that Scott. I was very into Scott Walker the last couple of years, and trying to sort of emulate 30th Century Man, because I think that's just such a great. It's just him and an acoustic, and I love his voice.
So, all right, we're going to ask you the same questions we have for Chelsea now.
No, we're not.
What high school
No,
did you
we're
go
not.
to?
Is this like-
No, we're not. Tell us about when you were a kid and you went to see
studio.
Duke Ellington. How about some of that stuff? And Count Basie. How about some of that
Hey.
stuff, man?
Wow, somebody read a Facebook profile. Or something.
Whatever, man. You know, I got to do my homework.
No,
We're going to get into the
Steel,
tax
Steel
question.
Pier in Atlantic City. It's a Jersey tale, man. Steel Pier in Atlantic City. We used to go to Brigantine for 2 weeks out of the year.
Brigantine is
Yeah.
my favorite spot. Been
And,
going there for 30 years.
2 weeks out of every summer, Dad took us to Brigantine all the way from Pennsylvania.
Very cool place,
And,
too. It's quiet.
yeah.
Even though it's near Atlantic City. But
And that was before gambling.
so the
So Steel Pier was the thing.
No, but you
place
had
to
the
be.
Brigantine Castle.
Yeah. That just started a couple years before we stopped going there.
It's gone. It's
Yeah.
been gone for almost 30 years.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, it's been gone since
Yeah.
the 80s, early 80s.
Yeah, we're geriatrics. What can I say?
Actually, you're just making up the story. It wasn't that long ago. Because
No, it was last week.
the guy looks
Duke
like he's
Ellington.
25, so
He's
I,
great. He's my buddy.
he's younger than his kids, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Cab Calloway, the Gold Diggers.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a great place to just the one-day fair, and you just spend all day at Steel Pier.
So you saw these guys at the Steel Pier?
You saw
is
the
where-
Yeah,
diving
is where it
horse.
was
Atlantic
at the
City,
Steel
yeah.
Pier?
The diving horse.
Yeah, the diving
Right.
horse.
Yeah.
Probably.
The diving horse is
Is
sitting.
that still around?
like this.
I don't know if that's.
No, diving horse is
Peter
there
would really-
smoking his cigarette.
Yeah.
Morty, you got to get me a better job. Something's got to give here.
Give me a.
The poor horse. They
Yeah,
would drug
that
it,
poor horse.
and then they would shove it. They would shove it
The
off.
trap
little-
door would open
Yes.
beneath its front legs.
Yes, and it
it
was
would just
like-
have no choice but to
Yes.
go into the
You know,
pool-
and when
big
they-
tub of water.
Yeah, it was
was
like
a
a glass or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. We more.
No,
there's a
that's-
lot. Now we have other questions about your 1978 tax returns. There was an entry that Morp found
The
that we.
dishwasher years. Harry Nagle, the dishwasher years.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Tips. I
So,
should have
like,
declared the tips.
All right, so you grew up in Pennsylvania, and we know that you had like a thing for Cab Calloway after the fact. No,
Yeah.
only kid. No, what were
I
your
was
musical
playing some
influences?
Cab Calloway the other day for my daughter. Yeah. Heidi,
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 hello.
That's great. That's
It's
great.
great. She was stomping around to it.
So do you have like
And
what?
how old's your daughter?
She is about 21 months. Yeah.
That's great.
You know, I always said
Melody Ann.
that Hallmark should get away from going with the years for birthdays and do months, because you could get your 500 month.
Yeah, I don't know when we stop. We'll stop
500
doing
months.
I guess two. At
500 months.
Two. After two, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I think 500 months is like 41 and a half. I'm trying. You know, we're trying to find a niche of where we can get like new markets.
It sounds like less. No, I'd rather do 41.
I know, but 500 months, it's a milestone nonetheless.
And yeah,
Then you can spin off decades.
41 and a half. Yeah.
Well, decades.
My
they do
fourth
already.
decade, you know?
Well, they do that though. I mean, that's what 40th. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt. But it's like musical influences.
Musical influences. Gosh, everything from. From
Kitty keyboards to Duke
it
Ellington.
depends on what song. Like if you play some of those other songs, they might be influenced by. Some might be influenced by Bowie, some Neil Young, some
First song
new
you
wave
did-
stuff that I listen to, like Echo and the Bunnymen.
What are bunny men?
I don't know.
Okay,
Only
I
people in
asked
England
that
know.
question before. Morp and I've asked that question. I just looking for somebody that knows. I'm seeking to learn.
It's a dream somebody had, or it could be, I went through years where all I listened to was Coltrane, and we were in like a free jazz band and things like that.
That's
and,
serious music. No, that's good. That's serious.
I've gone through lots of different phases. Now I feel like I'm actually integrated into a whole.
You've evolved into
I'm able to do something from this phase and that phase and sort of integrate it into song format now, and I feel a lot.
You're comfortable in what you do.
I'm not obsessed with just listening to one thing or another, so I jump around a lot.
So what do you have an iPod or something? What are you listening on your iPod? What's on your iPod now? Like, what are you listening to? What's the hot thing?
The hot thing I'm listening to? Nick Lowe, Rock Pile.
Rock Pile. There you go.
I'm loving some old Rock Pile.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
New stuff. There's. I liked. Yeah.
There's so much. There's so much.
Crosby.
So what do you think of David Bowie's new album cover? Do you think he put a lot of thought into it?
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying. It looks like he put up. He put
there's
a sticky
point
note.
Where art concept meets some kind of marketing, and
I think what he said was he had 5 different things, and his wife goes, God, "Just pick something." He goes, "You know what? That's it." He slaps the sticky note. That's the thing. Just to shut her up. Well, I don't know. I don't know the man.
No.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, I just got his deluxe box set that has there's another CD on there, and there's some videos that he did, for the album. And
with Tilda Swinton.
And in the deluxe box set, when you open it up, it's got there's like 4 different booklets in there, and the first one's like video, and then the second one's like sound, and then there's one that says "you" on it, and this whole booklet is just blank pages. And before I opened it up and it said "you" on it, I go, I bet you this is all blank pages. And it sure as hell was. And I'm like, I hope he's not pushing anything about recycling and saving paper these days, because man, they didn't save any bit of paper for these blank pages.
I think the missing letter was F before that U. I think that's what he was telling you.
Rosebud.
Okay.
Rosebud.
Rosebud.
Can he do it? But actually the song you just played, "Kill Me Just For," I tried to get the toms
right.
as big as the ones that I think it's David Murray on Scary Monsters, his drummer. The toms on that album are so huge. So yeah, I'm willing to talk engineering and production too.
Cool,
so not just songs.
Cool.
Yeah, well, that's
one of my favorite albums of all time.
It's so good. I mean, it's the 4th of the Berlin trilogy almost. It's where it all kind of came together, I think.
Now we're in convention territory where you're talking at a whole level of David Bowie that it's like I can't. As much as I appreciate,
I'm all fine with that.
Flying over your flaming red dyed hair.
My flaming red dyed hair. See, I knew you gave it away. I was saving.
No, my favorite era is when he put the medallion on his forehead.
Oh yeah. It's
that's just some great stuff.
I liked when he teamed up with Queen.
With Queen?
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure, yeah. I was listening to that the other day.
But I like.
There's an a cappella version of that. Sorry to interrupt.
Really?
On YouTube that you can, if you can find it, it's amazing.
Oh, you
it's
think
just the a cappella, just the vocals.
Right.
Like they isolated because for the anthology album. I
yeah,
don't know if you've ever heard that.
It's
like
that.
haunting. Right?
There's a whole bunch of those like floating around. Like if you get into, I spent like a whole weekend just obsessed with a cappella versions or mixes of things. Like there's an a cappella of Jet, Paul McCartney, Jet, and they're stomping in that. You didn't know they were stomping in that.
They didn't ISO Linda
they're
though.
kind of stomping when they're doing the.
They didn't ISO Linda on that.
Yeah.
And you had the Linda keyboard, by the way. God rest her soul. Honestly, I like Linda McCartney, but let's face it,
well,
she was part of the band.
Part of the band. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
You notice that Harry didn't bring his wife in the studio and sing it.
My wife's not here.
I know that's okay. I mean, I don't even know if you're married. I'm just guessing, but I just figured I threw it in. And if you're listening, Mrs. Nagle, I'm only kidding. I have no.
But the other ISO was of I thought that was great. It was Roger Daltrey singing on "Won't Get Fooled Again."
Oh, cool.
And it's not that there's parts where it's not in tune,
right?
But it doesn't matter. It's just like the attitude,
the strength of the music.
Yeah,
right.
Really good.
Well, why don't you do another live tune for us if you can?
You gonna do an acapella
See if the
for us
guitar's
now that
still
we
in tune.
spoke about acapella? Why don't you isolate it and just do an acapella?
No, the 50s acapella.
I could do an old chestnut.
No chestnut.
No, do
Only
something.
on the roasting fire.
Yeah, there he goes. He's going into his other alternative personality.
Yeah, there's a bunch of me in there.
That could be the
Yeah,
name of the album.
I'll do this.
There's a bunch of me.
There's a bunch of me in there. All right, see if I can hit this note.
What's the name
You
of
can
this
do
one?
it.
This is Burn Away. It's on the Astor tapes. It's on iTunes. You can hear it on iTunes.
Or live here.
Or live here on Homegrown Radio.
Okay.
Harry Nagle live.
I burn away, burning in your eyes. Did I really leave you something? When the fire dies, after all the sighs, would you keep me warm with something? It's just that simple feeling. I'd love to be with you. Captured wild and held back like a lion in the zoo. Dangled the key outside. I reach but I can't get through. With your time you'd feed me, but time won't make this new. You slap beneath all the things in life, like a wall beneath the pain, and drift like a leaf from a tree that dies. Did it really live for something? Never had you. I have to carry on. I burn away, burning in your eyes. Did I really leave you something? When the fire dies, after all the sighs, would you keep me warm with something?
Very cool. Harry Nagle live at Homegrown Radio.
That ending was made on purpose to be particularly Beatles. You know that. You know.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Sweet Loretta.
Well, I should mention my favorite band, because they're kind of an amalgamation of all these different influences, is Roxy Music. Which,
Okay.
Yeah.
if you listen to the span of what they do, it's so many different influences, and I like it's kind of the subject matter is kind of devil may care in one end, kind of just who cares, just celebrate everything, and then on the other hand, it's really kind of romantic and almost darkly romantic. So
Fool for Love.
Yeah.
Slave to Love. I mean, excuse me.
Slave to Love, and
now that was on Avalon, so that was still Roxy Music, or was that
no? That was Brian Ferry solo.
That's Brian Ferry solo.
Which
sorry.
By that point, Roxy Music was just
yeah,
it was all Brian Ferry. But.
You know what I thought? Out of all the Brian Ferry stuff he did, when he did that album of just Dylan tunes.
Oh yeah.
He did a great. I mean, what it
he
is.
He had been doing those for a while on different things, but yeah.
And to touch on Brian Ferry, since I remembered this now.
Yeah.
Why were you touching Brian Ferry?
Yeah, I know. Well, it was very embarrassing.
Someone had to say it.
Somebody did.
Paul was thinking it.
Yeah, Paul was thinking. No, he did an album of his songs and Roxy Music songs that he did in jazz, like.
Oh yeah, the jazz
like
age.
The
the jazz age. It's called, I think. Yeah.
Vince Scelsa. I heard about it from Vince Scelsa, my radio hero.
Right.
And he was playing it, and it's like I played some of it. You wouldn't even recognize the song until all of a sudden you hear like a little bit. He goes, "Oh, that's Slave to Love."
Yeah.
In fact, if I can find it, I'll put it on later on.
Yeah, the one that really did it for me originally, and I said, "Wow, this is my band." I mean, aside from the Beatles, I don't think anything would exist.
That's a different category.
It's the bedrock of everything. But is In Every Dream Home a Heartache, which is this kind of twisted thing where he just goes through this kind of weird love story, and then it just explodes into this psychedelic, jam. It's amazing.
Cool.
In Every Dream Home a Heartache. Yeah.
So we're getting close to the end because Paul has to come on. But what I wanted to do was, can we squeeze out one more live song?
Let me.
Wait a minute. If we could play.
Play one.
Yeah, let me play a recorded one first. Then you'll come back. Like I said, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I wanted to give you more time. It's just we're kind of like pressed.
No, I understand. I
Pressed
appreciate
to
it.
keep the neighbors happy.
I appreciate it.
What I'll do is I'm going to play the Queen's Just
Fatter Than All.
Fatter Than All.
It's about gay guys getting more sex than straight guys.
And we even have to worry about that now. I don't understand.
That's in your brain.
I was just about feeling good about myself, too. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Harry Nagle, we're going to play like a pre-recorded. Now, is this from...
This is from the Evacuation of Summer Lane, yeah.
Okay, the Evacuation of Summer Lane, and this is called The Queen's Just Fatter Than All. Let me make sure we're all set up. Beep, beep, beep.
You're on. You were on. There you go.
Action.
There you go.
stone. You turn it around. You suck in the sound. You suck with your fur. Let it dry like a leaking boat in the harbor. SOS. She said there's no fear. Well, if there's no fear, there's probably no fun. It's a short and separate, desperate slide down the street on the corner in darkness, where the party's lying state of undress, while you struggle to get there on crutches, while the king runs horses at night. All the pros run rats through the tunnels, while the princess burns all her dresses and her love. But the queen's just fatter than all. Have you seen her? But the queen's just fatter than all. Have you been her? But the queen's just fatter than all. Have you seen her? But the queen's just fatter than all. Have you been her? Have you been her? I said the queen's just fatter than all. I said the queen's just fatter than all.
Harry Nagle, we're back, everybody.
That's right. That's right.
That was the Queen's just fatter. The Queen's just fatter than all.
Barb Morrison on sax at the end there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Barb Morrison,
Bob Moore, not
producer of Debbie Harry and other
Yep.
people, Rufus Wainwright. And,
one of my favorite drummers, Clem Burke. I always liked Clem Burke from Blondie.
oh yeah, yeah.
See, now you didn't recognize the name right away.
I-
Drummers.
drummers.
The poor
You mean
drummer.
Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Who?
What did you do to me? What did you do to me? Did you shut me off again?
No. It must be this. Can you talk?
I can talk.
You're talking there.
No, I'm good. I'll just yell.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt, Harry. We're
It's
trying to
your
figure
show.
this stuff
Your
out
show.
here.
You can't interrupt me.
Oh, well, we're
I
interrupting
can-
ourselves.
Throw it across the room.
Look, he's getting pissed now. Now he's mad. He's going to put on his Speedo, and we're going to have to leave.
You don't have to leave if I have my Speedo on.
No, I know. I have to leave if you have the Speedo on. I'm sorry.
It's a repellent.
I'm electing to leave. Oh, we have Harry Nagle in the studio. You're going to
Hey.
do one more, maybe one more.
Yeah, give a little
song?
one. Little. This is another happy song.
Another chestnut.
Oh, now he
Back.
works, huh?
Now, I remember seeing somebody on a solo acoustic years ago, and she said, "This is an old chestnut." And I was like, "Ugh."
You
Oldie,
threw something
oldie.
at her, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
You got to talk like an old jazz musician like that.
It's an old chestnut. Yeah, you gotta talk like Miles.
There you go. The great Miles.
Well, if you do that, you got to put your back to us.
Because you're white. Okay, so.
That was a bad Miles impression there, Mike. Sorry.
That was with that's before he learned how to play the horn.
Before he met Mike Stern.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Do we have a name for this, or are we gonna name
Lost
it
at Sea.
Lost at Sea.
Lost at sea. The Lost at sea.
Harry Nagle live in Homegrown Studio.
Lost at sea, that's how you want me. Waiting blind, that's how you need me. Shaking my head, that's how you left me flat. Wondering why, what I did now. Maybe never know. Sometimes some things can break or just last too long, and some seeds just don't grow or never hit the soil, dry up, blow away. Dead in bed, that's how you had me. Said you would write, that's how you left it. At arm's length, that's how you kept me. The fires inside, you blew them all out. Maybe never know. Sometimes some things get bad, some things useless, and some things I could know are useless every time. Some things go so bad. Lost at sea, that's how you want me. Waiting blind, that's how you left me. Shaking my head, that's how you left me flat. Wondering why and what I did now.
Dan Burr.
It's better on the
Very
album.
cool. What was the name of it again? I'm sorry.
Lost at Sea.
Lost at Sea.
It's from the Astor
Sea.
tapes.
I'll only ask you 800 times. I'm sorry.
What?
So talk about your songwriting and how you go through that. That always
very,
interests me with most
can-
songwriters. And
It can,
get
it
that
can
whole-
happen in the car, in the tub. You know, a lot of times the melody will just come first,
and then you're looking for that recorder to put it down.
well, it's all on my iPhone. It's all
Right.
iPhone voice memos now. It's great, you know,
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
able to do that.
In fact, I forgot to do a. You got to do a promo for us on my iPhone. I meant to ask
okay.
Chelsea.
You
to
gotta.
do it.
You
Yeah.
gotta.
We got to have.
That's a
Morp
nice way to
always saying
ask for it.
something.
You gotta do a promo for
Morp
him.
has say something inappropriate as I'm asking the person to do the thing. So then I have to figure out if I'm going to cut it out or not because it could be something that could be. Just kidding. So look, what we're going to do is we're going to have you back here someday, in the beginning of the year, if you can
Sure.
find the time
Let's
to
hope.
come.
Yeah, would love to.
We'd love to have you back,
Love it.
maybe for a First Friday or something, Uncle Pete, maybe. And we'll see how that goes. But what I wanted to do was play a tune called Astral Pop.
Yeah, this is Sunshine Pop, which is a subgenre of, it's like California pop, 60s stuff. And so that's the way I produced it and the way I heard it in my head and wanted to present it to
Cool.
people. So I think it was successful.
So what's the plans for the album? I didn't think we ever tied that back with the album. When do you think you're going to have it? Like in
said-
early spring?
March or
early
February.
spring. I think early spring. Yeah, March.
After the holidays. He said he's got the
Yeah,
holidays.
after the holidays.
Have you been here tonight?
DAZE.
You know what? It's just like a
like a
whirlwind.
Yeah.
Whirlwind tonight.
You know, when I put these headphones on, I forget everything, and the only
You're the
thing
host
is
of the party.
I'm in my own little world here.
It flies by. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. You don't want me as the host. You don't need that. You can ask my wife that. I mean, please. She may call in now. We're going to be in trouble. What did you say? No, I'm kidding. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you send you out on this tune, but you got to promise that you'll come back sometime when your album is done.
And-
Scout's honor.
And shamelessly promote some of the stuff you got going on. You got the new album coming.
Website.
Yeah, but I know I have
Website.
some shows.
HarryNagle.com. We'll put it on our Facebook. And shows coming up you have?
Yeah. By then, I'll really have it. I'll be more in gear.
You'll have it all.
Right. Your assignment is that, and you got to work on a version of Revolution number 9.
Revolution number 9.
We're looking for
That's
the
what
first.
we're looking for.
We're looking for the first artist that we asked to do that.
21-minute version. Yeah.
Well, no, you could cut it down to the 9. I mean, it doesn't have to be much more than that. And we'll let you use some of the sampling from the original recording. And they actually, I didn't realize this, but when you buy the White Album now,
Right.
it has lyrics for it, for Revolution number 9.
Yeah? Yeah.
There's a script.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you are standing still. All that stuff is scripted.
Maybe it's not in the naked.
Maybe it's not in the White Album. It may be that you can.
Yeah, we become there.
All that stuff.
Wow.
All that stuff is like part
Well,
of.
that's another thing on
Block that kick.
Thereh
Block that kick is
They
a
are
lyric
standing
on it?
still.
Wow.
The Watusi.
Yeah, the
The
Watusi.
twist.
The
El Dorado. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a long version of that. If you can hear it online, as certain, it's like a long, crazy version of it that ends up becoming Revolution, and you kind of, or actually Revolution, the long version of Revolution 1,
Right.
and it kind of goes into it, and you realize why it was called Revolution 9. It really did kind of come out of a jam of it,
Right.
The thing about
extension
that,
of that, yeah.
recording
It's amazing.
was supposed to be put out with a B-side of "You Know My Name, Look Up the Number."
Oh yeah, sure.
Under the name of underneath the name of Plastic Ono Band.
Oh yeah.
They were going to release it, and then at the last minute they didn't do that, and they put it as the B-side of "Let It Be" after
Right.
the Beatles basically broke up. That was my little bit of knowledge that I have about that song. So, yes,
Wow.
thank you. All right, so without any further ado, we have Paul in the wings, and he's pacing patiently.
Paul's over there clapping.
What do you
and
wanna
saying,
do?
Get the hell out those.
And when you want to do a happy birthday to Paul, happy birthday to you.
Let Harry do the singing.
Birthday to you. I'll do it all like Laurence Olivier. Happy birthday, dear Paul. How many syllables can it fit in there? Happy birthday to you. It's a cupcake. It's a fire hazard.
Happy birthday, Paul.
No, we can't afford those here. No fire alarms here.
Okay. Thank you again, Harry, for
Hey,
joining
thanks.
us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Harry.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I'll have you again anytime.
Anytime, man.
Yes, your friends are our friends, and our friends are your friends, and let's all hold hands and peace and love. Peace and love.
Kumbaya,
Yeah.
kumbaya.
Kumbaya. All right. This is... Oh, get
Thank
off!
you.
Get
Thank
off! All right, this is Astral Pop by our friend Harry
Nagle.
Nagle.
You're
Homegrown
listening to
Radio.
Homegrown Radio. NJ.org.com.
You know that sometimes that I can't tell you who I am. I got a hungover, nothing feeds it. Gotta move. I wanna hold it all inside, but still exploding, keeping tight. With everyone that spins me around, I wanna eat you up. sudden key.